We're now joined by the Speaker of the House, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin. Good to see you, Mr. Speaker.
Steve, nice to see you again. How you been?
I've been doing great. Listen, let's talk property tax relief. We're taping this at the end of June, be seen a little bit later. There will be a new state budget, we hope on July 1st. What is the anchor property tax affordable New Jersey communities program specifically in terms of who gets what in terms of property tax relief and who doesn't?
Sure. So what the anchor program is it started off as the governor's proposal to address the things that are most important to New Jersey. Number one, mainly affordability. You know, we got a message back in November at the election time that people were saying we're not paying enough attention to the things that matter most to them, and affordability is at the top of that list. I think it's something that we all have known for a long time, and so the governor proposed an anchor program, which is builds on the homestead rebate plan that so many people are aware of. But we've had an awful lot of good results in terms of our revenue. Revenue's been stronger than anticipated. I think there's good reasons for that. I think it has to do with some good fiscal stewardship and the way we've managed the state up till now. But it gave us an opportunity, Steve, and I advocated for expanding that anchor program to include to drive up the people who are going to benefit from that. So if you make up to $150,000, you get a $1,500 tax credit. If you make $150,000 to $250,000, you get a $1,000 tax credit.
What about for renters?
Renters also get something, $450 for all renters. That's about
up to $150,000.
$150,000, correct. So together, that's over 2 million families that are going to be benefited by this program, and folks who are going to get $1,500 tax credit. That takes the rate down, the average rate down to where we were a decade ago. It's a really big deal.
Mr. Speaker, let me ask you this. What do you say to those who argue, you know what, a lot of federal money came into the state of New Jersey, the COVID relief money, windfall of dollars, that revenue that the state never had before, that we shouldn't be spending it, not only not giving it back, but shouldn't be spending it on new programs. We should be saving it, putting it away when things get rough again, and they will, particularly if in fact there's a recession. Speaker Coughlin, please.
So we're well aware of the fact that a recession of some degree is likely. We're also well aware of the fact that the federal dollars eventually will be used up for other projects. Some of the things that I think we ought to be doing with that are transformative things. I think one of the things that's on the top of everybody's list, the Senate President's list, the governor's list, my list, has to do with water infrastructure and flood mitigation and clean water, making sure we have clean water for the generations to come. And if we do that, then we're going to be able to look back 10 years from now and say we did something important, and other projects like that. So that's where we're going to spend that money. Now, the reason to do this now is because we have the opportunity to help people. Property taxes are in the front of what people recognize as a real challenge to their affordability, and we're fighting inflation, which is something that is real, but takes a real toll on families. By helping them through the property tax relief, we do two things. We address what is primarily important to them, and we allow them to have some extra money to perhaps pay a utility bill, or to spend on their child's education or child care. So I would argue that we should be spending this money on people and making sure that they have that boost. Doesn't mean we're not going to squander the rest of it, though.
I got it real quick. You mentioned child care. People who watch us know that we've been doing a long-term public awareness program called Reimagine Child Care. The most important child care issue from your perspective is what? Affordability, accessibility, quality. What is it and why?
Well, affordability and accessibility. I think they're both. Until I've really begun to do a deep dive, I didn't realize that we have childcare deserts in the state of New Jersey, and we need to address that. Affordability is something that I talk to my members about, and I talk to members of the public about, being able to afford to send their children to childcare. So we need to address both of those issues, and we're going to in this budget. The other downside to that, the fact that childcare isn't either readily available or is unaffordable, is it means that a significant portion of our workforce, awfully talented people, are not going to be able to get back into it, right? Now, that disproportionately falls on women, right? Because that's the folks
minority women disproportionately.
Absolutely. So giving them the opportunity to get back in the workforce, to succeed, to use their talents, and to achieve their dreams, that's what this is about.
Give me 30 seconds on election transparency. There's a package of bills. What is election transparency from your perspective? And what is the role of the state legislature, particularly after the 2020 election, with so many people questioning the outcome of that election? Go ahead, please. Speaker.
Right. We just passed a number of bills. 4 of them were bipartisan bills. And I just want to say this, Steve, at this point in time in this nation's history, the notion that Democrats and Republicans could come together. I had a bill which was dealt with the way we count vote by mails, posting them and making sure things happen in real time, so people have the confidence to know that these are things that are happening openly, fairly. Those are the things we want to achieve. Co-sponsoring that bill, first co-sponsored bill, was Minority Leader John DeMaio. At this time in our country's history, the notion that Democrats and Republicans could come together to pass election reform, recognizing that elections are sacrosanct, and that people need to be able to make sure without question that they're open and fair. That's historic. It really is. It's nothing less than that. Mike, the folks my colleagues on the other side of the aisle deserve enormous amount of credit, and so the folks on my side of the aisle who sponsored the bills. We worked together. They took some of our ideas, we took some of their ideas, and we got something good done.
It shouldn't be that big a deal that Democrats and Republicans work together to secure our elections.
That's why
apparently it is. Speaker Coughlin, it is. Speaker of the House, Craig Coughlin, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Wish you all the best. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Steve. Nice to be with you.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Valley's all about making life easier for clients, and that's why we're all about smiles, too. So every day, we make it possible for home buyers to become home owners, for folks chasing their dreams to become entrepreneurs, for parents to plan today for their children's tomorrow, and for communities to get better every day. You see, when we know we've put a smile on a customer's face, well, that puts one on ours, too.
Also brought to you by Seton Hall University, showing the world what great minds can do since 1856. RWJ Barnabas Health. Valley Bank. NJM Insurance Group, serving New Jersey's drivers, homeowners, and business owners for more than 100 years. Veolia, resourcing the world. IBEW Local 102, lighting the path, leading the way. The New Jersey Economic Development Authority. And by the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare.